Hello and happy Vlogmas. Thank you for joining me as I take on the challenge of baking the most magical brown chocolate chip cookies you've ever tasted. Baking with brown butter is a total game changer, especially when it comes to the classic chocolate chip cookies. It elevates them to a whole new level of flavor that you just can't get with regular butter. There's something about the nutty, caramel-like taste that brown butter adds that pairs perfectly with the sweetness of the chocolate. One of the biggest challenges bakers face when trying to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie is getting the texture just right. You want them to be chewy in the middle, but not too soft, and crispy on the edges, but not too hard. And then there's the flavor balance. You want the sweetness of the sugar and chocolate to be balanced. Making brown butter is actually pretty simple, and it's worth the extra effort. To do it, you just need to melt some high quality butter in a saucepan over medium heat, stirring occasionally until it starts to turn golden brown and smell nutty. This process can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes depending on your stovetop and the type of butter you're using. The key to making great brown butter is to be patient and not to burn it. You want it to be deep golden brown, but still pourable. If you notice it starting to smell burnt or see it turn too dark, you've gone too far. Just start over and try again. Once you've got your brown butter made, you can use it in place of the regular butter in your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. The result is a cookie that's rich, chewy, and utterly delicious. The brown butter adds a depth of flavor that you just can't get with regular butter. To get the best results with brown butter, make sure you use it while it's still warm and pourable. This will help it to distribute evenly throughout your cookie dough and give your cookies the best possible texture. Once the butter has cooled down a bit, we're going to go ahead and add in our sugars and give that a good mix. Don't worry, the measurements will be in the description box so you can have the full recipe anytime you need it. After our butter and sugar is well incorporated, we're going to add in our room temperature egg. Keep in mind this is a small batch of chocolate chip cookies, so if you want to make more cookies, then you can go ahead and double the recipe. When it comes to adding in vanilla, I'm a measure with your heart type of girl, so I just pour until my heart is content because I do love the flavor of vanilla. Now I'm going to take my dry ingredients and pour them into the wet ingredients to make sure those are nicely combined. This by far is my favorite part. We're going to be adding in all those yummy chocolate chips. I'm just using milk chocolate chips. These taste really good in the cookies. I may have over poured just a bit, but it still turned out really good. As we mix in the chocolate chips, you can see how they start to distribute evenly throughout the dough, creating pockets of gooey chocolate that will make your cookies irresistible. The combination of the warm brown butter and the cold chocolate chips is absolute magic. The chocolate chips add a sweetness and creaminess to the cookies that pairs perfectly with the nutty flavor of the brown butter. And as the cookies bake, the chocolate chips melt and create a rich, velvety texture that's just irresistible. In order to shape my cookies, I'm using an ice cream scoop, and I'm just going to place them a couple of inches apart on my parchment paper lined cookie sheet. Now I'm going to place my cookies into a 350-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. You take a bite of one of these cookies, the combination of textures and flavors is just perfect. The outside is crispy golden while the inside is chewy and soft, and that brown butter flavor is just the star of the show. In the end, making brown butter chocolate chip cookies is all about attention to detail and a little bit of patience. By taking the time to make the brown butter and using high quality ingredients, you can create cookies that are truly special. So if you want to take your baking to the next level, I highly recommend giving brown butter a try. It's a simple technique that makes a big difference in the flavor and texture of your cookies. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today, and I hope that you'll give this recipe a try. Don't forget to share your baking experiences in the comments below, and be sure to check out more of my baking videos for more recipe inspiration. And don't forget, check back tomorrow for another Vlogmas video.